The corona pandemic shook countless lives around the world. Some lost their families, some their jobs, and others, their dreams. But life, no matter how hard, always finds a way forward. This is the story of Naomi, and how she turned her pain into purpose. Naomi, a 28-year-old woman, lived alone in the city. She had lost her family during childhood, and had worked hard to secure a good job. But when the pandemic hit, she lost that job too. Rent, electricity bills, food expenses, everything started to feel like a burden. One evening, sitting quietly in her small rented apartment, she thought, will anything ever go right in my life again? During the lockdown, she began to feel trapped within the four walls. The same chores, the same silence, the same loneliness, every single day. Her mental and emotional health began to decline. She felt like she was sinking. That's when she decided to call her old friend Stella. Naomi said in a trembling voice, "Stella, I feel like everything's over. I've lost my job, and now every day just feels like a struggle to survive." Stella listened carefully and gently responded, "Naomi, I think there's a way to fill the emptiness you're feeling, by reigniting your passion. Do you remember how amazing your cooking was back in college? Why don't you start again?" Naomi was surprised by the suggestion. "Stella, how is cooking going to solve my problems? I feel like my life is falling apart." Stella replied calmly, "Sometimes, finding peace for your heart is the first and most important step toward healing." Naomi thought about it for a while. Then she asked herself, why not just give it a try? That night, she decided to prepare a new dish. She walked toward her kitchen, pulled out an old cookbook from the cupboard, and searched for a recipe. Slowly, she gathered the ingredients and started cooking. As she stirred the ingredients and smelled the spices, she began to feel something shift inside her. In that tiny kitchen, where once only silence lived, new hope was now rising. Each step in the cooking process seemed to lighten her heart, and she felt like she was reconnecting with herself. Naomi clicked a photo of her dish and nervously shared it on social media. To her surprise, comments started coming in within hours. One woman commented, "This looks delicious." Others messaged her asking for tips. Naomi began to feel a spark. People were appreciating her food. It gave her a sense of purpose. She began experimenting with more recipes, and her kitchen transformed into a space where her dreams could breathe again. With every dish she created, she poured out her emotions, her pain, joy, and hope. Each spice added a new flavor not just to the dish, but to her journey of healing. She started her online cooking classes. Slowly, people began joining with excitement. She also started selling her homemade dishes, and her presence on social media grew. People loved her simplicity and the taste of her recipes. Naomi, who once felt lost, was now full of energy, purpose, and creativity. One day, as Naomi shared her success story online, she smiled and said, "I want to thank my friend dear Stella. It was her who inspired me to live again. I've learned that even the darkest days bring a new light. I've created a whole new recipe for life, using ingredients I never knew I had." If you are struggling, look within, you might discover something beautiful waiting to shine. Now every morning, Naomi reminds herself, darkness always comes before light. Sometimes, you need to pause to recognize your inner strength. Challenges aren't the end, they're just a new beginning. Moral of the story: the hardships we face often carry hidden opportunities to grow and rediscover ourselves. Sometimes, all we need is a moment of stillness to find the strength we didn't know existed. Within each of us lies a spark. We just have to light it. If Naomi's story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring more stories of hope and transformation. Remember, even the smallest spark can light up the darkest night. Your journey matters. Your voice matters. Never stop believing in yourself. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more stories that touch the heart and uplift the soul.